When I was 8 years old or so, I was asked to do a book report at school on your favourite story at the time. But since I just got our first family PC and a floppy disk version of Doom 95, I decided to do my report on, I believe, the expansion pack or level expansion called Knee Deep in the Dead, and described in great detail to the teacher and the other students how I would eviscerate demons with various weapons in various pixelated, gory ways, as was the style at the time. And I think my parents were called in for a meeting. Anyway, it's 30 years later or so, and here we are playing Doom the Dark Ages, courtesy of Bethesda's invitation, a very kind invitation. And this is my gameplay. There's a bit of B-roll we were sent as well as some of the other sections, which we'll get to in a bit. But this is my gameplay of what they describe as the Siege level, which is a sort of big open-worldy style level. And you can mince around and find things and fight demons, which is what we're doing now. Now, you'll notice so far in this gameplay, I've not been doing very well. And that's actually on purpose, because I did play this demo on Nightmare, not Ultra Nightmare, or there's even one more after that, with we only get one life or something like that. But I went for Nightmare to give myself a true taste, and I'm struggling. And hopefully you'll see as the gameplay progresses, maybe we'll get better. But this is just the first skirmish as you set out the gates into this city under siege, and you've got to close these demonic portals, essentially. And there we go, we defeated the big boy, the cyber demon, I believe he is. So there's 5 portals to get rid of here before the siege is broken. Before this section, though, I will say we got to play a couple of other sections which we didn't get to record. However, we were sent some B-roll, which I'm going to play. No, there it is. One of the sections was sort of piloting one of these Atlan mechs, the big mega suits, if you like. They're kind of more on rails section. So the siege section there is one of the many sections of the game which is slightly open world. I'm reluctant to use that word because I think it's just a big level, really. But these are definitely on rails, it would seem. So you get to fight other big demons in a big mech and just punch their heads off, really. There's parrying, so essentially when there's green on the screen, that's parry or dodge, and then you sort of build up a little combo meter there and punch his head off, essentially, with your big rocket fist, which was fun. I enjoyed it. It felt chunky and enjoyable and fun, and I had a good time. I believe we will also get to see a little cheeky look at other weapons the Atlans can sport, such as this giant dual Gatling gun, which was also quite fun to use. Here we are, mincing people up, and when you dodge, it goes even more mincy. I should say at this point, I am just commentating sort of live, quote-unquote, on this gameplay. I had written a script, but I thought, you know what? I'm just going to edit a video and talk about my experiences with the game. I'm not going to go too deep into mechanics and whatever else. I'm just going to talk about how it felt for me as a first-time player to the game, because I think that's quite good. Moving on, the next section, though, it's Dragon Time. So this is the other sort of new gameplay element to Doom the Dark Ages, where you pilot your Doom Dragon and do various things. Now, you sort of, it's a bit strange, but you can fly around sort of free fly, and then when you hold right click or on controller, ADS, you'll sort of lock on to positions on enemy ships and stuff like that. And when you dodge the green, always dodge and parry the green. That's the first thing you need to know about this game. You sort of get powerful shots to take the ships down. And you can then board the ships as well and destroy them from within, which I think we'll see a little clip of here. This wasn't my favourite gameplay I had, to be honest. But to be fair, I think it was not finished, or at least it wasn't as polished as maybe it will be. I felt the locking on a bit clunky in the dragons, but the flying was really cool. Like, flying them about felt great, and they looked really cool. So, I mean, what more can a Doom boy want? And there we are, destroying the ship, remounting the dragon. But that's not my gameplay. Let's get back to my gameplay. There he is. So we're back sort of trying to break the siege of this city. And talking of which, there is a bit more of a story element to this Doom, or at least there's a more impactful story element, because there's lots of written and narrated and spoken cutscenes, so you can kind of figure out the story. But I'm not going to spoil that. At this point, we're just smashing demons. Here is a giant spider boy. I'm sure these have all got official Doom names. Look, I've not got them all written down in my Doom pamphlet, okay? He's a robot metal spider lad. I mean, he looks vaguely recognisable from the other games, which I have all played, of course. But it looks like you have to break his armour. So there's various mechanics on this game. Like I said, if there's any green flashing on the screen, you want to use your shield to parry that. And of course, the shield is a big part of the difference in gameplay to this one and the previous Doom remake, well, updated games. There's a little secret there. You can see there's 3 statues, and I broke one of them by defeating that spider. It revealed it, and unfortunately I never found the other 2, so don't be thinking we're gonna get back to that, because we're not gonna. Here's a brain with a gun for a head. I found these to be very annoying, and I'm just showing them because they're just annoying. But here we are looking around now for the other demonic portals, whilst beating off as many demons as we can. Oh yeah, he loves that. As you can see, throwing your shield, sort of parrying, melee, dashing towards enemies is all part of the sort of flow of gameplay here. And in general, I was getting a good feel for it. There was a few times where I felt like I was mistakenly doing things I didn't want to do, such as dashing towards enemies, which are very dangerous in melee. In fact, in general, I tried to melee pretty much everything. You get melee charges with your claw or flail, and you can recharge those through various means, generally defeating enemies. These big boys are quite fun to fight because there's a lot of parrying going on. You can cut their weapons off, so there you can parry with any green is generally parryable. And I've got my super shotgun out as well. And once you've taken enough damage, of course, execute, which is all just whatever weapon you've got in your hand, it'll just execute. And that's it. We've found the first demonic portal, which we must dispatch. But first, a tiny puzzle of some kind. So in this open world section, there are a ton of puzzles and secrets for you to unearth and do. This is obviously, you have to do this because it's part of the main objective, let's say. It's just some light platforming and puzzling. Nothing too taxing for the old Doom brain gamers who just want to shoot everything. Or at least it wasn't for me. I haven't revealed the entire puzzle solution here as well. I've cut a bit out because, you know. And there's some gold as well. You get gold for upgrades on your weapons. There is a huge upgrade path, which I did actually record and look through, but because we've only got limited time to show the footage, I recorded a couple of hours of footage, but we've got 15 minutes, so I'm not going to show all that, really. But each gun and weapon has got lots of upgrade paths and alternatives. Oh, and there's a hidden secret there. Sorry, I just interrupt myself there. I saw a flag with some fish on it, and I was like, what the hell's that? And then I just fell into this little secret. So that's what I mean about the secrets. But yes, upgrades for your melee, upgrades for your character, upgrades for all your weapons, different upgrade paths and builds. I feel like that's a bigger part of this game than the previous ones. So we'll see some interesting builds on launch, I'm sure. And I've definitely seen this anime before. Big tentacle just pops up and just has a pop at me, which was, quite shocking actually. I think I made an audible during in the office at the time, which it was just me in the office. So very kindly, I missed the original capture event, and I was invited down to go and have a private one. Very kind indeed of the good people of Bethesda. I've defeated the big tentacle. Don't worry. There'll be no. No, I'm not going to say it. These tanks are really annoying. They're little tanks just positioned around the map. You can't really. The easiest way to defeat them is to parry them, as I did there, as you do. I'm trying to look through the variety of weapons. This weapon is just excellent. It just sort of munches skulls down and does a massive sort of spray of shrapnel, which I really enjoyed. I am a bit of a purist though, and I do keep swapping back to the super shotgun and the normal shotgun because I do enjoy them. Here's me showing you. Look, the green balls. Go for the green balls and smack them back. And then use your Captain Dumerica shield to break armor. See, once the armor starts glowing red, you use the Captain Dumerica shield to break it. And then with the sort of the purple outline there is an execute. There's 2 big demons having a demon and an Atlan mech having a little battle. Can't get involved in that, but that's fine. When you block and then sort of left click to attack, you'll fly forward and lock on and shield dash towards any enemy that you're sort of in your view, which is good. But like I say, I was doing that a lot when I didn't necessarily want to. Another little puzzle room here, little secret. Again, I'm not going to reveal everything, but there's some puzzling to be done and levers to be swapped and swapped. And here we go. Look, dodging some flaming balls. But then I thought, hey, my secret sense is tingling, and yes, there you go. Yeah, there's gold. Yeah. Lovely stuff. This area was, I don't know the exact size of it, but I think some of the objectives said they were like 800 meters away. So it's a good couple of square kilometers sort of area to look around in. I don't know how many of these areas there'll be in the main game, but I think there'll be a fair few of them. you know, to encourage replayability and secret sniffing and whatever else. And there's a big red wall there, but it's defended by these Gatling skulls again. I hate them. You can, of course, just hold block and block most projectile damage. Again, I bet because of the way, you know, you've got a flail and a shield, and it's kind of this medieval theme, I felt very encouraged to use melee, probably a lot more than previously in the other games, which I'm fine with, to be honest. But eventually I had to realize, yes, it's Doom. You do have to shoot things still. This is a nasty little room. These guys in melee will run at you, and there's lots of explosive barrels everywhere, so we're getting low on health, a little whoop whoop, denoting that your health is low. The gameplay, yes. I mean, you can see the gameplay. I'm enjoying it. The past me has enjoyed it, and I'm enjoying watching it again. Another little puzzle room. Simple switches and simple puzzles for simple-brained gamers. I'm not saying there won't be some more complicated puzzles, but these ones seemed okay for me. What can I tell you about the weapons? So there's lots of different weapon archetypes. Now, there's usually two, well, so far I found there's 2 weapon archetypes in each. Oh, no, this is important. A life sigil. So that's essentially an extra life. If you go down, you can spend it to keep fighting. But yeah, 2 weapons per ammo type. So the shotgun and super shotgun share ammo. The accelerator and the twin blast share ammo. And here's another weapon that we found, actually, in this area, which I don't really understand it. I mean, well, I do understand it, but it's extremely strange. It's essentially a ball on a chain that fires out. It's weird that it even has ammo, to be honest. I mean, because it comes back. But it does have ammo. It's kind of used for heavy armor breaking. It's not really for small mobs like as I'm using here. But since I just got it, I was merely testing it. Another portal down. Jump out. Found some lore as well there. Codex found coming soon. That's lore. I wanted to give it a go. It's you know, one of the more interesting additions to this, I'd say, and it fits the medieval theme. But yes, I believe you sort of charge it, and it's designed for heavier armor on enemies, because enemies have various different states. They can be armored, they can be shock, they can need shock to do damage to them, they might need to be stunned with the shield. You can throw the shield and it'll stick in them and sort of like that. Well, not that exact noise, but you know, maybe. And there you go, it's sticking in that wall to reveal some secrets. This is another secret area. There's a blue skull. I think, well, I just don't know what that does. And the secret is revealed, and it is a red heart. I realise I'm sort of talking at the gameplay and interrupting myself a lot here, but that's because we've only got 15 minutes of the gameplay to show you, so, you know, that's going to happen. Halt these guys with the chain, and there's some siege equipment. Now, you see it said 2 or 4 at the side there, so there is actually a couple more of them, which I never found, but I didn't really have the time, but I saw what looks to be another secret there. And here is another one of these metal spider lads. Who, the first one I dispatched easily, but the next 2 actually... I don't want to go... See, that's what I mean. You don't really want to go into melee with them, but I kept dashing into them, and there you go. See, life sigil. Would you have died? Would you like to use an extra life? Yes, I would. They're going to be important. I think you can have up to 5, potentially more with upgrades. So I use the big chain here to knock his armor off, and then to sort of ping back his projectiles to defeat him. Right, we're getting down to it. So in this area, there's a couple of what they call leaders, which are sort of boss variants of enemies, and you have to defeat all them little lackeys in the area, or break the morale, which is the purple bar, before you can even damage them. But they have special attacks and different attacks compared to their normal variants as well. This isn't a boss, this is just a cyber demon who's protecting him, so I just thought I'd kick his face off. They're very fun to fight. They're all about the parry timing, and you don't want to spend too much time at range with them because they will obliterate you. But dealt with him pretty well, I'd say. Now we've got to get rid of all his lackeys. Anyone with a shield, they need to shoot them, warm them up, and then shield throw to break them. And of course, killing little ads and mobs can get your health back if you're low. So it's all about that flow of combat, isn't it? These invisible guys, it's just bloody annoying, isn't it? I mean, you know. Almost broke his morale. We're almost ready to break through. I mean, Doom the Dark Ages, I mean, I'm going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it. It's fun. We're getting to the end of our gameplay segment here, but we're just going to try and finish off this big fat boy by pinging back his things and then super shotgunning his face off. There we go. That was lovely. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed it. We'll play more when it's out. And, okay, the music's playing me off, apparently. Oh, well, bye then, I suppose. Sorry, bye!